Hi, fellas. Let's
Hi, gentlemen.
Let's open with a story, an anecdote, if you will, because I do want to share. I let out a 17-second fart.
Nice.
Fuck me.
That's impressive.
And it ended hurting because the human diaphragm is not supposed to fucking squeeze for that long, right? No, it ended with a gurgle. I went down to another floor. But I checked the hallway. The fucking office that was down there, empty. I go in. None of the cubicles had red on them. All the doors were open. I went, great, fine. I'm gonna let this thing sing like Pavarotti, right? Okay.
Nice.
Of course. Like after the and this thing just kept going. It's like a fucking gearbox on an F1 car that's about to burn out. I finish. By the way, rabbit droppings. So after all of that noise, fuck all punch.
All bark, no bite.
And then I go outside and the cleaner's waiting with the bucket. I just nodded at them. I just gave a gentle and now your turn. I feel sorry for them because at that point they would have been like, oh God, it's fucking 4 p.m, man. And they're like, it's so close to home time.
It's 4 p.m. It's 28 degrees. And it smells like someone's killed a cow in here.
It was hot. So, hello everybody. Oh, fuck, he's back.
Oh no. Season 3's made a return.
He doesn't have to be back. It's the last episode of the season. He doesn't have to be back at all, mate.
You don't get to decide these things, Charlie. Who lives or dies. You're not God, Charlie.
He comes and goes. It's who knows.
He survived the Black Line. He's back. He's back from the fucking dead. And the people, they will cheer. And the numbers, they will rise.
And then the chimneys will be swept.
Yeah, before he dies, we will remember his message.
I was re-listening to the episode the other day when you were doing the cocksucker guy, and it was fucking hilarious.
But man, what a way to end season 3. And you know what? Now that this podcast is international, we are so close now to 12,000 listeners all over the world.
Yeah, thank you very much everyone for listening. Hope you have all enjoyed the stories over the course of this season. If you have a story you want to share with us, send in to stories@thethreadofgentleman.com. Like and subscribe on Instagram and Facebook and shit.
It's never been smoother.
I've got this, guys.
Shall we do some stories?
We have some stories.
Let's do it. Let's end season 3.
Hello and welcome to The Thread of Gentlemen, a podcast where we take a kamikaze dive into the best
And often worse tales the internet has to offer.
I'm Johnny. I'm Ben.
I'm Charlie, and without any further ado,
I think we need to get this show started.
So I think I want to kick off the end of season 3 with a story from Mr. Kippen.
Fellas, we have this one sent in by The Necromancer.
oh, what a name. What a name.
This is going to be dark.
Hello, gentlemen. Hello, Necromancer.
Hi, Necromancer. I'm going to assume your real name is Necromancer as well, so, good luck, Godspeed.
He's a necky boy.
My name, for all that matters here, is The Necromancer. Oh, thank you. All right, well, let's go with it. Mainly because I love to bring things back up when they should remain buried. Nice.
Nice.
I'm so worried about this one.
Should be. If you may, I have a loose thread that needs pulling, and I'd love to regale you with the story of a drink, delinquency, and death.
Already, in the first couple of sentences, this is the best written thing we've had received into us.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so it was quite a few years ago now. The exact date, like most things with time, is lost to the ether. But this story holds firm. It was a night like many others of my misspent youth. I've had a few of those.
Yeah.
In fact, that is my youth. Misspent.
That's just my life. I've spent it wrong.
Yeah, I'm continually going to the worst casino of life and spending what little chips I have left. All on red.
Yeah.
There is no red. Louting and drinking with my friends in an old graveyard. I feel like this person used to listen to a particular type of music.
Yeah.
So here we are, drinking from shared bottles, the cheapest Glen's vodka and knockoff soft drinks. You all had fringes.
Yeah, massive fringes. Yeah.
Glen's vodka, there's a blast from the past.
And Roller Cola or Panda Pop.
Rolly cigarettes. That's happening.
Yeah. Multiple belts.
Yeah, just amber leaf packets in everyone's crossbody bags.
Yeah, good times, man.
Checkerboard vans, do you remember?
Ooh, pink belts.
Yeah.
It's a particular 2005 to 2008 crowd here who know who they are.
Yeah.
Come on. I know you're sat in your office right now, like looking back and knowing that that's the moment that it went wrong. Okay, so enough of shitting on like 40% of our audience. So knockoff soft drinks that had only ever seemed to appear in the shadiest of off licenses. Yeah, and the bag was plastic, blue and white.
Yeah.
Smoking and laughing and listening to music. Yeah, good times. The night is fairly young, and this graveyard is restless with the exuberance of youth. So, as all drunken, bored teens in a stuck-up town do, we begin to take turns suggesting and acting out dares.
Nice. I like this.
Yeah, usually you go, what's going to happen? But I know this podcast. It's not good.
The dares are going to go wrong, I would imagine. All right,
As long as no one poos in the graveyard, then how bad can it go?
Somebody sneezing in an open arsehole? You
You
asked a question.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Yeah.
You opened the door, he walked through it. That's on you.
Enter stage left, my good friend and dear confidant, the Fool. I like the way this guy writes.
Fool.
Nice. I like this.
I won't shame him by giving you his real name. Fuck you, give it.
Yeah.
Who is the fool?
The story should be shame and guilt enough for an eternity. Anyway, the Fool is your classic class clown. A true troubadour of japes and buffoonery, and never backs down from a challenge. I honestly admire his confidence. I also admire your fucking eloquence, sir, because you have the gift of the quill.
I am enthralled by this.
Anyone that uses troubadour in a sentence, I'm happy with.
Yeah. That's the first troubadour of A Thread of Gentlemen. It's also the first Fool as well.
Well, no, I mean, we show up every week.
Yeah, that's true. So it's not often you find a man with a humour as black as sin and a heart as pure gold, but the Fool is definitely that kind of character. As luck should have it for us, the perfect pitch of a dare came up for him. See, not but 50 metres away, or about 164 foot, no one gives a fuck, was a sleeping homeless person laid out on a local park bench. I've seen this movie before. That homeless man turns into Agent Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, so you got drunk teenagers in a graveyard and a sleeping homeless man. This man is already down on his luck. Leave him alone, goth kids. Just don't go there.
Yeah, goth kids and a bum. That's what this story's called. Now, us being horrible and benighted teens, addled in the brain with booze and all manner of other substances, dared the Fool to saunter over and teabag the poor vagrant.
Oh, no.
What a sentence.
No.
What a sentence.
Don't do that. Don't do it. Well, no, fuck it. Do it. Why not?
Yeah, do it. Do it.
Yeah, who's he going to tell? He's got no one to talk to. You'll be all right.
No one will believe him anyway. I got teabagged in the graveyard.
Get away from me, you rudderless bum.
Come here, bum. Prepare to be bagged, son. This vagabond is in for a bagging.
We got any spare change for a Greg's, mate?
Have at you, blobby clothes.
Have my hot and sour balls in your face. Dinner served.
Receive brain, you fucking vagrant. Oh, it's bloody brilliant. So, where were we? And so, saunter over to the hobo he did. And we all watched agape when he undid his belt, tipped down his flies, and proceeded to place his shriveled scrotum over the eyes of the homeless sleeper. Wow, eyes.
Isn't that called the Iranian goggles?
That's rough.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
I mean, that's bad. I kind of feel like you're setting yourself up for some sort of infection with this.
Yeah, but you know what's really funny? Who?
Bum's revenge. You're going to get pink sack.
Are you going to get fucking sack herp? Or is it that he's getting eyeball herp?
Probably
Maybe
both.
it's a trade.
Oh, yeah, that's nasty, isn't it? This is definitely the barrel, isn't it, of our stories?
This is like way beneath the barrel.
Fucking hell. Right, the Pukian cunt had actually done it. The fool, the madman, the genius. He came jogging back over to us. He had the largest shit-eating grin on his face. And for the rest of the evening, that's exactly where it stayed. Wow, really happy with himself.
Yeah.
Just, okay. It's borderline rape, so maybe pull it back a little bit.
Scale it back, Sam.
Yeah.
I feel like we're quite far over the border of the borderline, but
Oh, yeah, you're in Tijuana of rape, but it's... We're going to we'll carry on. We'll see if this turns into something worse. I have a feeling that it will, because there's quite a few paragraphs left. So, for much of the rest of that evening, that's exactly where it stayed, the smile. Praised and accoladed by all of us for his feat and daring. As you can imagine, being we are all in our best natures, cowardly types, we promptly departed the area, somewhere a little different to spend the rest of the evening. Yeah, good idea.
yeah.
Hey, they left the hat.
The hat being the homeless man.
Yeah.
And the sexual assault they had performed on it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the one.
Yeah, you got it. Fuck's sake.
They're learning.
Yeah, only took 3 seasons. That's fair enough. Yeah, I mean, there's many things wrong with this. So vacating the area is probably the best thing you can do. And so it wasn't until the very depths of the night that we made our way back to the graveyard. But when we did amble past, it seemed in a drunken stupor, we were amazed to see it filled with flashing lights.
Oh no.
Oh
No.
They teabagged him to death.
He'd been bagged to death. There's just like a ball-shaped white line around his eyes.
Is that what happens to raccoons?
Oh no.
I don't like it.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's awful. I mean, you deserve it. Well, no one really deserves to die, but I don't know.
So wait, hang on. He deserves to be teabagged to death because he's homeless, is what you're saying. He's made some poor choices. So, he's chosen his path. He's going to fucking walk it.
You made your bed. Well, you don't have a bed, but...
You made your sleeping bag.
You lay down in your cardboard boxes. So, what ho, this very trepid writer puts. What a display is this? What change of affairs had there been to bring on such a spectacle? Oh, I don't know, maybe suffocation by sack, but we'll find out. Well, gentlemen, as this thread runs closer and closer to running its course, I can tell you with absolute certainty that we saw that homeless man being lifted, then wheeled into the back of a waiting ambulance in a body bag.
Oh, shittington.
Well, that's 2 bags that night.
Oh no.
Somewhere there's a really sad 3-legged dog.
I mean, it's not too soon because it's 2000 and something. That's a 00. My friend and dear companion, the fool, had teabagged a corpse.
I mean, in a way, I'm relieved that he was already dead. But, I mean, there's no winners here, is there?
So, the Necromancer. P.S. Keep up the bloody good work and thoroughly enjoyed listening to the podcast. Well, thank you, Necromancer.
Thank you, Necromancer.
Yeah, thanks
Never
very much for
darken
sending
our
that
door
in.
again.
We're going to send you a T-shirt and an attorney. You need a solicitor, and your friend the fool needs help.
Needs to wash his balls.
I don't think there's enough water, John.
I'm very sure they've got more stories and I want to hear them.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, I don't doubt it, because they're drunken vagabonds who hung out in graveyards. There's going to be more where that came from.
Necromancer special episode coming in season 4.
I tell you what, if the Necromancer, if you're out there, could you just send us stories of the other dares that evening?
I'd love it if that wasn't the worst thing that happened that night. That's the entry level story.
Yeah. Season 4.
And then we buggered a fox. Okie dokie, right. So, this one is called An Unexpected Turn.
Ooh, sorry. Do that again. It's called what, John?
It's called an unexpected turn.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wicked. This was sent in by Sam via email. So if other people do want to send in stories via email, Charlie, where can they send them into?
You can send it into stories@thethreadofgentleman.com. Genuinely, like last kind of favourite of season 3. Feel free to like and subscribe on YouTube. It really helps us out. If you see a video you like, just give it a like. If you see a video you don't like, give it a like again. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
No, but if you do see us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, anywhere where all of our content sits, give us a little like and subscribe. It really does help us out.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into An Unexpected Turn by Sam.
Ooh. Oh, sorry.
Taxi! Okay, so he begins. Dear Thread of Gentlemen, I have been a long-time fan of the show. Fantastic. Great to hear it, Sam. Wicked that you've sent a story in. It was that time again in our friendship group for one of us to get married. The event in question was between one of my good friends, let's call him Bill, and his soon-to-be wife, let's call her Laura.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hey, Bill and Laura. Now, as we had all met at university, it meant that we all hailed from various parts of the country, and getting older meant it was harder for us to meet up often, what with work and kids and the like. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I feel your pain.
Bill had met Laura at school, and Bill had met Laura at a school they both worked at in London. However, she herself was Irish, so when it came to their wedding, she understandably wished it to be in her home country. This meant not only did our troupe now need to come together, but also travel across to the Emerald Isle for this auspicious occasion. Something we were all too happy to do.
That sounds amazing. Sounds like, wedding trip over to Ireland. Bring it on.
Yeah, definitely, man. That sounds fucking great.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. It's the Irish hangover.
Yeah. You went there with the accent?
We just don't have enough people hating us at this point. Let's just fucking throw everyone in.
My wife couldn't make the trip, so I shared a room with a single lad to save on costs. Yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah, done it.
Due to travel times, we all meet one morning extremely early and catch a flight, then a bus to the hotel where the reception was held.
Nice.
This now meant that we have an entire day to catch up and unwind in a small Irish town. So, good company, good memories, and good old-fashioned Irish booze flowed for the whole day, which meant a sore head and an unsettled stomach the following morning, the morning of the wedding. This is going to be a poo story, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is why you separate events days before weddings.
Yeah. Lad's holiday, wedding, two different things.
Weddings and blokes and feces. That's all I'm gonna hear.
Yeah.
That is going to be the name of your autobiography.
New York Times bestseller.
Weddings, blokes and feces. Right. Sounds like Philip Schofield's memoir.
That's staying the fuck in. It's been long enough.
Yeah, fucking. Right. Breakfast becomes a tactical act of balancing coffee consumption to move the previous day's intake and lining the stomach for the upcoming day. As the morning is rolling in, I am acutely aware that the ceremony is an hour's coach drive away, and the bride, being Irish Catholic, is not a short affair. Yeah, that wedding is going to take a long time.
Yeah.
Yep.
This coupled with the echoes of the great classic line of "Just send it" in my head. Yeah.
Nice.
Call back. That's my favourite one. Yeah.
It's catching
well done.
Well played, Sam. Well played, sir. Echoes of the great classic line of "Just send it" in my head. I am plagued by visions that I will be caught short mid-ceremony with explosive diarrhea. That is a very real fear.
That is a very, very real fear.
It's a possibility.
I am getting married soon, and I'm terrified of that.
Oh, we're going to make sure it happens.
Yeah, 100%.
I just want to see, I've got to see a tear of just the trying to hold something in, and then like a fucking vein there. And it's not a vein full of blood, it's a vein full of shit that's flowing back up into his body. Carry on.
This is horrible. So the wedding party is gathering and still no real movement. Oh dear. The coach arrives and nothing. I'm getting tense now.
Well, he's not.
I would not get on that coach. Do you know what I mean? Like, if that was the danger, I would be like, I'm going to get a cab. I'm going to get anywhere else. Like, I'll see you guys there.
Yeah. Be late. Be late to the wedding.
yeah.
Late is better than shitting your pants. in front of everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Thread of gentlemen, words of wisdom.
When you've got one suit, it's better.
The coach arrives and nothing. I'm getting tense now. I do not want to be the brown stain on my friend's big day.
Oh, fuck. Is it socially acceptable to wear an upside-down hoodie on your wedding day?
That'd make for weird wedding photos, wouldn't it? But what a story.
Well, it's better than skids, so...
Okay, so here we go. The ceremony starts and goes without a hitch from myself or any other Guinness-loaded bomb from the night before. So, then to the night do, filled again with revelry and good times. The booze is flowing, the songs are being sung, and the stories are being told. This sounds fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, why am I writing into you? Oh, it's peaked. With myself being both wife and child free for the weekend, I have somewhat burnt the candle late into the night. And my roommate had already retired to bed, not alone.
Nice.
I wake up and gaze across at my roommate and his newly acquired roommate going in for what I can only assume is round 2. Oh,
amazing. Well done.
Good for you, man. Yeah.
Some time passes and I hear her ask, "Did we kick someone out of the room last night?" She gets a mumbled response and the action continues to heat up. I roll over in an attempt to make my presence known and avoid becoming an unexpected voyeur.
No,
It seems to have some effect.
I would just call them out then and there, but like, guys, I'm here.
I'm right here. Carry on.
Don't stop.
Am I involved or are you two leaving? What's happening?
Also, fuck it. Do you know what I mean? Like, just like say at any point, just like give it 5 minutes and be like, oh, actually, yeah, I am here.
No, good point. Wait till penetration and then come out in the ghillie suit.
Wait till right before the cum shot and then just go like Shazam.
Well, was that one from season 2? It might have been this. No, it was last season. Finish him.
Oh, yes, that's exactly what you should do.
I don't like. What do you do? Like, you got to do impressions of people in that point. Oh, I'll tell you what. You get a T-shirt if you come back and you tell us that you did the fucking senor at that point.
Yes.
Or like Bert and Ernie. Oh, he's really fucking a Bert.
We got a lot of cum down here. It does the Trump. It's terrible what the Liberals are doing to his gaping asshole. It's terrible.
Anyway.
We were thinking of opening a prison in his asshole. I wasn't going to open a prison, but we might open a prison.
So, this seems to have some effect to the horror of the young lady in the bed adjacent to mine, who is now questioning how long I have been there. I reassure her that it's not been all night and they were indeed asleep when I got into the room, but this again does not sway them from round 2. So here I am in the hotel lobby at 6:30 after 3 hours of sleep, writing you this tale. P.S. So no poo.
Yeah, silver lining.
That was a twisty one.
Fuck, I love that, man.
There's one more paragraph.
Oh, Jesus.
Right. P.S. As I do so overhear one of the hotel staff saying someone has fucking destroyed one of the toilets down here. This puts a smile on my face, as what thread of gentleman's story is not complete without some shit ruining something. There it is.
Oh, fucking hell. We were nearly over the line right at the last second.
And I can indeed confirm I did absolutely destroy it, and even the cleaning staff had left the fucking hat and fucked off from it.
Yeah.
Sam.
You decommission the toilet, don't you?
All of the references.
Sam,
I love
boy.
that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
That was brilliant.
Yes, I was a big fan of that, Sam. Thank you so much for sending that in to
Stories at thethreadofgentleman.com. Okay, so this one, I'm already scared of the title. It's called Mr. Daddy, and it's sent in...
I don't like it.
No.
How do you manage to take a fucking teabagged dead hobo and make me worry after that?
Do you know what I mean? It's sent in by Kay via email. So thank you very much, Kay, for sending this one in.
Thank you, Kate.
If you've got stories to send them into, stories at thethreadofgentleman.com. Years ago, my mother forced me to join a hiking group of socially awkward teenagers. As I was, and still am, an unbelievably bitchless guy with low-level Asperger's.
Oh, by the way, I love the fucking timbre of your voice when you said bitchless.
I love that. Bitchless. Fantastic.
Bitchless guy. I'd be
This is
lying.
a cracking episode.
Yeah.
The
What a way to kill it
writing
off.
is fucking amazing. This is Shakespearean level quality.
This really is. We can keep going with this standard as well. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't going to just scope out some chicks and escape the wrath of my mum. I was therefore faced with the familiar sensation of disappointment as I arrived and ran my eyes over a sea of guys. Ugly guys.
Bon appetit, my friend.
There were just, hiking groups, there were just two girls, both of whom I would latch onto like a desperate remora fish. I've got no idea what a remora fish is, but I really love the reference. Back to the guys, all of the caveman screaming like apes, slugging each other in the face, and belting out incoherent rap lyrics. Only one stood out as properly weird. Let's call him James. His name was definitely James. I won't use his real name, as the guy is probably on the sex offenders registry by now and has enough to deal with. Name is definitely still James.
Don't pity him.
He was quiet at first and skinny to the point of being emaciated. On our first hike, he loitered at the back of the group, creepily staring at the girl I was trying and failing to chat up and sipping from a battered hip flask.
Oh, he's got all the hallmarks of like domestic terrorism.
Oh, fuck yeah, of course.
Absolutely. He later ripped poison ivy off a tree and stuffed it down the collar of the girl. After a strong telling off from the counsellors, he promised not to do it again. He annoyingly returned the following week, smugly sipping from the flask. Unsurprisingly, she did not. He sounds like
Fucking
a horrible,
hell, that's
horrible
like-
person.
This is basically every creepy character that Paul Dano has ever played in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, really intense.
Paul Dano and Michael Cera had a child.
A bitchless child.
Yeah,
Bitchless. I'm going to use bitchless more and more in everyday conversation now. So on a later hike, he announced that he identified as a vampire and listened
Of course.
off the
guy.
listed off the strange and sexual pronouns he demanded we use. Everyone continued to ignore him, so he tried to identify as a pirate instead. He eventually demanded.
I just identify as garlic.
Also, like, how is the writer the bitchless one when this guy's identifying as a vampire and a pirate?
By the way, this guy definitely, if not on him, definitely back in his wardrobe, owns a leather coat that goes down to the floor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He loves The Matrix, by the way.
Yeah, he's been to Download Festival over a year for the last million years.
Yeah, he has black Oakley sunglasses and a ponytail.
For sure.
And he's got a Cyberdog membership card.
Okay.
Oh my god, Megadeth t-shirt. Sorry, Megadeth fans.
No, you don't apologise to Megadeth fans. So he eventually demanded that we all refer to him as Daddy, except for me. It was Mr. Daddy to me, because of course it was. Still, none of the
You
counsellors...
know what? Fuck this guy. I'm sorry to interrupt, Charlie, but if you ask me to say that to you, I'm gonna make you regret that. I'm gonna lean into that.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm gonna look into your eyes and I'm gonna say it slowly whilst being as wet lips as possible.
Go on, give me an example.
Mr. Daddy.
Mr. Daddy.
See, that didn't work. You weren't leaning into it enough. I'm slightly erect.
No, I'm sorry, man. I'm not sorry. Enjoy the erection.
No.
Nurse that semi.
The table's raised by 3 inches.
Thanks, man.
So still none of the counsellors would kick him out, as the whole purpose of our hikes was supposedly as an outlet for odd duck teenagers. They refused to break their code and cast this demon out. James would go on to empty the remaining 3/4 of his beverage, a lumpy brown sludge, into the remaining girl's hair. It stank of shit. And then he then attempted, with some success, to throat fuck the flask. She didn't return the following week, but guess who did? Mr. Daddy himself, after a stern ticking off. The weird bastard eyeballed me through every second of his public lecture, sipping from the fetid flask. It was confiscated after the lead counsellor was done, which sent him into loud spiral of self-pity on that day's accursed hike. That night, he got my number from the group chat.
Oh, no.
Tried to video call me over and over again. I picked up out of sheer range to be greeted with the scary sight of Mr. Daddy ripping his shirt off and grinning like a maniac. Once he began howling battle cries and flexing his muscles, I quickly noped the fuck and ended the call. Yeah, and block.
Yeah. And leave the group and move house and call a priest.
I'm not usually one to go down this route, but it's only a white guy that can do this.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in that camp.
No.
But I have
but
to
you're not
fucking
wrong.
make a concession that it's a Western culture, English-speaking white guy that's doing this.
A bitchless white guy.
I'm sorry, I keep forgetting it's a bitchless fucking hack that does this.
Bitchless Mr. Daddy.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
Jesus.
Drinking out of his poo flask.
Very close to his mother, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of cats in that house as well.
All
There's going to be some bad smells.
Oh, yeah. No, there's new ones, but they're just living over the top of the old ones. There's the toilet stopped working a while ago as well, and there's just a bucket now that they take outside.
The problem is you're right, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's fucking... Yeah, the leather jacket, by the way, has not left my mind. The leather coat.
And that's all he wears when he's strangling the cat.
Just as a side, there was a whole fucking swathe of those guys, and some of them still exist, by the way, that do, like, they watch The Matrix and they went, yep. Because, like, do you know what? I watched The Matrix recently, and you have to go and watch it again thinking this. These people went back into The Matrix, right, and dressed how they did. That is the biggest bunch of fucking dorks you've ever seen in your life. They're all dressed like absolute cocksuckers. And no one in the 90s dressed like that, by the way.
But also, weren't they all like computer nerds and tech nerds?
Yeah.
So that's exactly how
That's
they would
what
have
I mean.
dressed.
Like, and now when you start thinking of it like that, you're like, oh my God, they're the worst fucking nerds you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes complete sense now.
In between dodging bullets, all there with their inhalers.
They all opted, like, if we all popped back into the Matrix now, you'd just be wearing some fucking casual clothes to be like, we definitely don't want to stick out visually.
Yeah.
But also, like, we're not going to stand in a room with our glasses on.
No, I'm so worried about Mr. Daddy, about what he's going to get up to.
I'm worried that he's waiting outside right now near my car.
Yeah.
Well, are you ready to find out more?
Yeah, let's do it.
At 4 a.m. on the day of our next hike, I received a terrifying selfie of James, grinning like a crack addict, with a caption, "Season's greeting from Daddy," scribbled across the image in bright red. It was August. Upon returning to the group with my disturbing evidence, I discovered that Mr. Daddy would no longer be joining us for walks. We weren't given any further explanation, but recently I discovered the truth from a close friend, the son of the lead counsellor. His father had, this is where it gets awful and we feel terrible for everything we've just laughed about. His father had apparently emptied the contents of Mr. Daddy's flask on his driveway that night to discover a lumpy mix of liquid feces and strong alcohol.
Oh, so he was drinking a poo flask. Oh my God.
He was chucking it.
So he was shitting in this thing, drinking out of it, and also fucking it.
Yep. Chunder chowder.
That is awful. I wonder what alcohol he used. Glen's vodka.
It probably wasn't even alcohol. He just managed to somehow ferment something in there.
I have to believe that
Yeah.
if you were born as good looking as Brad Pitt, that's got to turn your face into a nightmare.
Yeah, it really does.
Like there's no amount of crack cocaine on planet Earth that can do the damage that bottle can do.
No chance. So James was barely 14 at the time, and that was the last straw. And he finally dropped the illusion of inclusion to ban the sick deviant. Wherever he is now, I really hope that creepy fuck is getting the help he so desperately needs, and that no one ever calls him Mr. Daddy. I completely agree.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally
Listen,
agree with it.
Kay, thank you so much for sending that one in.
Muchas gracias.
So, guys, now that we are at the end of season 3, what are some of your best moments, some of your favourite bits?
The one actually that haunts me most is the one from like the last episode of that person that had like the peanut butter on their arm and licked it, and it wasn't peanut butter.
It was feces, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It was poo. That one haunted me quite a lot.
Really? You think that's the worst one?
I've said it multiple times this episode. I'm going to go there again. It's Sneeze Mouth.
Yes,
Sneeze Mouth is pretty bad.
Because also what's funny is that, like, irrelevant to the story, he was like, I puked on a fucking underground. Just like everyone was like avoiding him, and then it's just like you just see something. Like, I just imagine like that woman, like head back, mouth open, poor fucking darling, and then just going, woof. Visual flecks of human spit entering into somebody else's face hole.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know what my favourite is. I really like Pow. You know, where the guy
Power was good.
Shit in the kid's pants and then shit himself again in the kid's pants.
Yeah, he shit someone else's pants. Things like that kind of, I think, just absolutely incredible. The way people have written some of these things, these stories this season have been incredible, especially today. Some of them have been brilliant. But just summing up a story of, I shit someone else's pants.
Yeah, I really like the one from a couple of weeks ago that you read out. I can't remember what it's called, where she'd like done a shit at her boyfriend's house that wouldn't flush, so she wrapped it in toilet paper and put it in her pants. And the way you described it was she shit herself third party. I love that.
Oh, that's fantastic. That is.
Oh man,
Shit herself third.
But audience, like, you let us know what are your favourite stories from this season and all of the other seasons as well.
Well, all of the seasons are a blur to me at this point. All I really know is that the name Papa Schwartz has come up, and now I'm still sat in this sofa. 2 seasons after that.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, this season's definitely the one that's made you go, oh no.
Papa Schwartz seems like a treasured family holiday compared to fucking corpse bagging.
Yeah, the teabagged corpse is
How do we get to that? How do we get to fucking
People send it in.
This is my point. This is how we get to that, is that we've laid the groundwork. It steadily gets worse to the point where somebody can admit potential manslaughter via nutsack.
Yeah.
We can't, like, now that Frankenstein's monster is walking around, we can't be fucking shocked. We pulled the plunger.
Yeah, this is us. This is on us.
Yeah, we've created the monster.
Oh,
we put it together in the trifecta of filth.
And season 10 is going to be a masterpiece.
Oh, can you do a podcast through a plastic glass wall through a phone?
Yeah, good question.
Oh, fucking hell. But, right, thanks to everyone who's listened, everyone who's sent in stories for any of the 3 seasons. We're going to have a kind of a short little break before we come back with season 4, because we're getting married, we're moving house, we got all kinds of stuff happening. But,
and counselling takes some time as well. The recovery process is slow.
Yeah. We need to recover for this shit.
We need to go and find ourselves, go trek across India or whatever the fuck the Beatles did.
That's a fucking great point. We're in the India Beatles phase. So
we are. And let's film it, because that sounds absolutely hilarious.
That's why I'm wearing a towel already.
The Abbey Road sessions is when it gets artistic. So thank you, Corpus Fucker, for that one, because that was eloquently delivered.
Did you say artistic or autistic?
Well, there's a fine line in this pod, isn't there? So, and then I wonder what the fucking rooftop gig is for us.
On that bench where that guy got teabagged.
Yeah.
It's the live show for episode 100.
Oh, the live show. We are approaching.
Am I announcing it now?
Well, we haven't booked it yet, so probably shouldn't.
I get that like shot in Elvis where he gets taken out by the police like halfway through the fucking show. That's us.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus. We didn't do anything. We just passed on the message.
We are vessels.
We didn't teabag anyone.
I need to look at the faces of the people who send in this shite.
I dread to think, but at the same time, I love each and every one of them.
Yes, I do.
Thank you to everyone who's listened wherever you are in the world. Thank you to everyone who sent in stories wherever you are in the world. And as an email that we received a little while ago ended in the perfect way, Viva la Threadolution! Nice. Guys, we will see you soon for season 4. All the best!
Season 4, let's go!
Good nighty night!
Can we have one last senor for season 3?
Buenas noches!
Poor.